miss you, she said while hugging her mother-in-law. Oh, my daughter, I miss you too, she said and hugged her. After breaking the hug, she left for USA for some work, and here Ryan was left alone with a scary mafia husband. Although he's not at all scary person for her, of course, but in past something happened which made Ryan too scared of him. Wanna dance with me? He said while smiling and extended his hand towards his wife. She accepted his hand. Is I'm that much scary? He said, holding Wine close to her by her waist. Wine shook her head in denial. Wine gasped when Jungkook came close to her ear. Wine closed her eyes as his coolness was making Wine weak. But she got confused when Jungkook removed his hand from her waist. When Wine opened her eyes, she saw a man lying on the floor lifeless, and her husband was shooting other men. He is looking like a hungry wolf, which made Wine too scared of him more than she is scared at the starting. Mrs. John come and take Wine with her to their mansion. Wine was so much scared that she is not able to speak anything, but her eyes are telling everyone that how much scared she got by this incident. Wine started to live with her in-laws as Jungkook not came home after the marriage, which is scaring Wine a lot, but her mother-in-law was comforting her. But when Jungkook came after a week to take Wine with her, she started to cry in front of her mother and said, Mom, please come with me. I can't live without you. But Jungkook is there, my daughter. Please, Mom, I don't want to go with him. Please, Mom. Wine cried a lot as she is scared of him, so she don't want to go with him. When Jungkook got to know about this, he unwillingly get ready to leave Wine with her mother. After 1 year, Mrs. John decided to move in Jungkook's mansion so they both can live together. Wine was working in the kitchen when she felt a little pain in her lower abdomen, and she get a hint that her period has started. When Jungkook came home in the evening, he didn't find Wine in the hall, so he goes towards the kitchen, and here we go. Her wife is doing something in the kitchen. When Jungkook came close to her, he got confused to hear her sobs. Wine, what happened? Wine got froze when she heard Jungkook's voice from her back. When Wine didn't answer, Jungkook turned her around. Wine, what happened? Why are you crying? He said in a soft voice. Wine didn't have courage to tell him about her period, so she just made an excuse that she is missing Mrs. John. Jungkook sighed in relief and pinched her nose before speaking. You just scared me right now. If you are missing her, just call her, okay? I'll come after getting fresh, okay? He said, and Wine just nodded. When Jungkook came out from the washroom while humming a song but got interrupted by a call. Yes, Mom. Listen, Wine is on her period, so don't you dare to shout on her and don't make her work. Okay, but why you think I'll shout on her? Of course, her mood swings are the worst, so help her, okay? Bye. She said and cut the cord. Jungkook wore his clothes and headed towards kitchen to help his wife. Let me help you. said while taking the dishes from her hand and helped her. Also, after the dinner, he washed the dishes, which Wine refused, but he convinced her. Wine goes to the bedroom and lays down. She hissed in pain when her cramps come. They started getting worse, due to which she started to cry without making any noise. When Jungkook came in the bedroom, he smiled to see, but it faded when he heard her sobs. So, without making any noise, he climbed on the bed and backhugged her, which led Wine to gasp. She tried to turn, but he held her tightly and said in his husky voice, which sent chills to her spine, "Don't move, I'm dying." He said in front of her ear and dug his face on her neck, which led Wine to close her eyes. After some time, when Jungkook didn't feel any movement, he lifted his head and took a look at her wife, who was sleeping in his arm. A smile appeared in his lips. He tightly held her and closed his eyes. Next morning, Wine woke up when she heard Jungkook's voice. "Wine, wake up." Wine rubbed her eyes to get a clear view of her husband. Jungkook smiled and made her sit on the bed. "Here is your coffee," he said while extending the cup of coffee to her. "Why did you do that?" Jungkook smiled and moved close to her and said, "Because I want to." "Is there any problem to do that?" he said while tugging her hair behind her ears. I wanna use washroom," she said and ran towards the bathroom. Jungkook chuckled and get up from the bed to go to the kitchen. Wine came to the kitchen after getting fresh. "Yeah, what are you doing? Get out from my kitchen," she shouted on him, which made him flinch. He turned towards her and here we go again. She get nervous. I mean, do not do that. I'll do this," she said while moving backwards. As Jungkook is moving towards her, her breath hit when she felt the wall behind her back. Jungkook came and trapped her in his arms. "What did you say?" "No, nothing," she gasped when Jungkook lifted her up and moved towards the kitchen counter and pinched her cheeks after slowly putting her down on the counter. "Jungkook, what?" "Shh," he said while putting his finger on her lips. "Eat it and tell me how it tastes," he said while putting the spoon in front of her mouth. Wine tasted and she was amused by the cooking skill of her husband. "Oh, tastes delicious. I never knew you cooked this well. You never lived with me, so how can you get to know?" he said while smiling, but Wine's smile dropped after hearing it. "Hey, calm down. I'm just joking. Can't you just stop all this?" "I can't, Wine, but I promise you it won't affect you and my life," he said while tugging her hair behind her ears. His smile dropped when Wine pulled him by his collar and her. He became shocked but responded. As Wine was about to pull back, he pulled her more closer and her passionately. Wine tapped his shoulder to stop him. Jungkook chuckled and attached his forehead with her. "Jungkook, calm down. Your wife is on her periods. Don't think." Wine's eyes wider when she get to know that Jungkook knows about her periods. "How do you know about my periods?" "Mom told me." "Oh, she said while blushing. Ryan, I love you. Sorry for making you scared, he said while caressing her cheeks. I love you more, she said and hugged him. Jungkook chuckled and hugged her back.